Games, board games. I might be talking about board games, but I'm not gonna shout. I am starting off this streaming with a little bit of singing, and today I have a box. I'm guessing it's probably games and not a box of locks. A box of locks could be procured by a mighty fox, and the fox could say, "Hey Bez, here's a box of locks." But instead, I've got, I assume, a game. I don't know what it is. Let's find out the name. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. 10 a.m. is UK time for Bessie Beatson's board game Blether. I am talking about this box. I got it. Yeah, so I'm still wishing I was in Germany. Still sad to not be there, but I did get a box that I might not have got, and I didn't know it was coming until I got an email yesterday, and it was on its way to another address. And yeah, I'm guessing it's a game. It's an appropriate size for games. Games are something that I buy. I've bought them on Kickstarter in the past and sometimes forgotten about them. Sometimes people send me games. So, yes, this could be a game. I don't know who it's from, though. I genuinely have no idea. We will find out together. I also thought it would be, worthwhile pondering, what an unboxing is and all that. I'm not going to try to tell you this is why people enjoy unboxings, because if I wanted to do that, I would have actually solicited opinions beforehand and done a little bit of research. But what I can do is tell you how I feel about unboxings, and yeah, also the fact that I kind of prefer game overviews to real reviews. I think, yeah, when I'm what's this game? I just want a quick, hey, not how to play, but a quick, hey, here's roughly how it goes. That's what I'm all about. Anyway, hello, good morning, Alex. It is nice to see you. I hope you are generally well. And what are some of your recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights, recent highlights, playing games and other delights, recent highlights? And for me, yesterday, my recent highlights after streaming were that I got myself showered, got myself outside and interacting with proper humans. Honestly, like I'd not done that on Saturday or Sunday. Um, yeah, so actually getting outside was nice. I feel like I had something fancy for dinner, but I can't quite remember it. Weird. Maybe I. No, yes, I did. It wasn't something fancy. I mean, it was rice cooked with a bit of zira and a couple of tins, but it was nice. It felt wholesome. It didn't feel like overly lavish. Yeah, not something super sugary, but yeah. Anyway, brilliant thing. What's a little thing which is brilliant? I'm going to talk about knives. I mean, knives are just so good. You've got your handle, so you don't cut yourself, and then you've got the blade, so you cut other things. Is that not brilliant? You just kind of, if it was just, I don't know, a blade, then how would I hold it? I'd have to hold it like that. But because of the handle and the blade combination, I mean, obviously just the handle, but it's the two things, handle and blade, fused in combination. That is brilliant. I mean, two things being stronger together. Yeah, knives. Good stuff. Anyway, feel free to comment, ask questions, fun like follow, and we will see what's inside this box. I have ripped my address off it so we can see that it came by UPS. I don't know what INV stands for. It actually has a little description. Board games. So there you go. It's definitely not locks or a fox. It says it's fragile. I mean, are board games really fragile? That seems like, I mean, don't be putting fragile labels unless it's actually fragile people. Come on. And Alex says multiplicational force is brilliant. That is indeed brilliant. Yeah. I know another brilliant thing is carbon neutrality. This is carbon neutral. Anyway, so unboxings. Now it's a little bit early, but my question to you all is, do you like unboxings? How do you feel about them? Now, I find that what is an unboxing? An unboxing is basically literally just someone opening something. Normally it doesn't start with the actual box that's been posted to them for obvious reasons, because this bit is maybe a bit less exciting. You've seen many boxes like this, but isn't it just parts of the big, what's inside? We don't know. Unless, maybe they want to make sure that they know what they're talking about, so they give better YouTube descriptions. Yeah, that would make sense. And it's the packaging. People want to get an idea, because when you buy something, it's fun to just open it up and see what's inside. Let me tilt this a little bit down and see, like, okay, this is what you get to see, how you get to almost share in that people like acquiring stuff, and unboxings are kind of a way to see that what's the word I'm looking for, when you're sharing the joy of someone that's not you, it's remotely, it's hopefully you know the word I'm looking for, Alex. Alex says, I don't get the hype around unboxing videos. Packing peanuts. Check it out. Lots of packing peanuts. I still don't know what game it is. And it's definitely vampire. Vamp on the Bat Walk. Okay, there we go. I remember so this was a trick-taking game. This had some really interesting sounding rules. I saw a post by one of the people who worked on this, and I said that I'd be interested to do a bit of coverage. It says 2 to 6 players, 20 minutes, ages 8+. We'll see. And Alex says, my order of packing peanuts has arrived. This is the most exciting thing, isn't it? Forget all those board games. What we want to talk about is how these W's can also be threes or E's or little M's, I don't know. They all look very similar. I've got to admit, there's not as much variety as you'd like. And there is also a random bit of cardboard on the bottom. Anyway, that's enough of the pack material. Yoda says it's the anticipation of will they, won't they cut themselves. I don't think it's really about the knife play. I think it's people do get really into just seeing all this stuff. The ones I've watched, it's almost certain to end in injury. Really? Okay, so I'm going to do... this is interesting. That is interesting. So what we've got here is a bit of paper that's basically only for retail. So this information, they've decided that people would maybe rather not have this information, and you can use the back of the box as a bat walk, because the whole idea is that this is a game about fashion. And Yoda says, I got this game as well. And so you're going to be lying the mat down like a little catwalk, like a fashion walk, the things. So yeah, it's a points counter. It's a little, gimmick. We've got some UV embossing, Vamp on the Batwalk, cute cover, designed by John Simantoff, art by Mike Rankin, Jellyfish Games, and this bit of paper says, let's see, the trick-taking game where you can't see your own cards. Vamp on the Batwalk is a unique deduction-based trick-taking game where you play the role of vampires attempting to outperform each other in a fashion show. Unlike most card games, in Vamp on the Batwalk, you only see the back of your cards, not the front. You are a vampire after all, which means you can't see how good you look in the mirror. Set the stage. Transform the box into a Batwalk to crack your score. Strike a pose. Play your best card, but there's a catch. You're a vampire and can't see how good you look in the mirror. You must scout the competition to put yourself in the best position to win. Win the show if you manage to strike the best pose, advance your vamp further on the batwalk. And in components, 1 box batwalk, 1 rulebook, 6 player standees, 48 tarot size cards, 4 promo standees, 32 promo cards, Kickstarter edition, Jellyfish. And again, we've got developer Cody Thompson, who's there in very small writing, who was the person who got it to me. And all the legal stuff. I mean, no one really gets excited about the CE marks and the barcode. So yeah, I'm totally down with that being removed. However, I do notice that, yeah, like if I had this game on someone else's shelf and I was like, okay, what type of game is it? I do like to take a game off someone else's shelf that I'm with. And so whilst I do appreciate this thing, I'm just going, I can't help but even do an unboxing without giving my opinion. So firstly, I really like the 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. Like that's a really good thing that I think Blue Orange really popularized and made it work really brilliantly with King Domino. And similarly, Zhigamic did with Yogi, draw a card, do the thing, last person standing wins. It's like 1, 2, 3, this is what you do. And I think that I do like that. The one thing I don't like is that there's a repeated sentence there between there. And the one thing I don't like is that if I saw this on a friend's shelf and I was like, okay, what kind of game is this? Well, nah, I don't have any idea. I mean, on the side, okay, it's what kind of game is this? And whilst it's nice, I guess I'd have to ask them. So no one can say, hey, look through my shelf and tell me what you want to play. That's like just a little thing. Alex says companies should also do that with the reward logos, like have them on little bits of paper that come off. And I think that would be quite a nice idea. Like, imagine if the front and the back, like, what if the front was even like getting rid of the, bit more information and I don't know. Yeah, I totally get what you mean. Let it drop and let's see what happens. Come on. Okay, there we go. And I suppose the decision was that the back batwalk promotes the game more than the added friction of having to ask your friend about the game. Yeah, probably you're right. Okay, this is the rulebook. I've already seen this. I read it online. It looks good. It looks easy to explain. There's some superfluous images, like, hey, we're showing you all the things. I mean, take note. Sorry. I don't like bashing on particular games. Take note. Publisher name that I'm not going to say for reasons. You should always have your components in the rulebook. Like, it's 2 pages. For goodness sake, just have that. And even though they don't have that much stuff, they've got it clearly laid out. This is all the stuff with a little superfluous illustration. And, I'm all about the superfluous illustrations. I'm all about the random texture, how that's not just a plain color. I'm all about, the little details on the round bits. I mean, it doesn't distract your eye, but it makes it a little bit more colorful and engaging. I'm really digging that. And, clear icons and clear diagrams, it's all taught me exactly how to play when I read through it online. From what I saw, like when I saw the PDF, this seems like a good rule book. I'll say the inside of the box looks quite fancy. It looks like some sort of crypt. I'm digging those colors. So in here we've got some punch outs. We've got 6 of the characters here, and quite a nice background, considering that the only points of that background was, this is going to be thrown away. So that's pretty cool. We've got another 4 characters here. One of them has fallen down. They are just flipped. There's no back of the person, front of the person, but yeah, wouldn't expect that. And I punch board. I like this fact. I like the fact that they've labelled them. This is a punch board 1, and this is a Kickstarter punch board. So this is the Kickstarter special stuff. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's alternatives for some of, I don't know. Then we've got little standees. How many do we actually have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, that's 10. Enough for all the peeps. And then we've got a bunch of cards. They are tarot sized. I would agree with that. It's a fair number, and you've got reasonable plastic inserts. And now I'm curious. Wow, that's cool. Like, even underneath the plastic inserts that a lot of people might never pull up, we've got this crypt. Actually, that feels quite nice. It feels kind of velvety. I'm enjoying that. That's, yeah, like, I'm enjoying that sensation. So let's shove that back in. I'm not sure which thing is which right now, so I'll try to keep these separate. Some people have done game unboxings where, look, these cards, I read the rules, but it was a while back, so I can't really tell you anything, specific about them. So I'm just going to flick through them while I talk about unboxings in general. Like, some people have started doing unboxings whilst they, from a game that's not just been unboxed. So it's more like saying, hey, here's the components. Let me show you what's going on with these components and let me talk about these. And I like that. It's like another lens through which to look through the game. Here's what's going on. That's something that people seem to really care about. And it's... Let me try and actually lift up the camera so I can... And I think it's good to look through a game through different lenses. I mean, some people really like hearing about how a game makes people feel. Some people like hearing about the mechanisms. Some people like hearing about the setting. And I like hearing a quick overview. I don't need... And I want to hear enough so that I can understand, okay, that's the cool bit about the game. That's what's going on. And yeah, I think that for me, unboxings, the value of them is basically just saying, okay, that's what's going on in the game. And it doesn't feel like they need to be new or anything. It just feels like it needs to be showing the things clearly. And yeah. Hello, cheers. I hope you're generally well. And I'm doing, yeah, comme si comme ça, and I cannot read your future. But yeah, have you watched unboxings before? What is your opinion on unboxings? I mean, here, I don't do things in a normal way. I start doing things and then I go off on a meta tangent about the nature of that thing. So I feel like unboxings, by their nature, just showing off what all of these cards is a little bit slow. I would like them to be filmed in a more cinematographic. Like, I have seen the Magic Professor do like booster unwrappings where they just ramble about things and sort out their cards. I think that people watch that because it's basically just a live stream of them just bantering. And I think that's the appeal of just watching the banter. I think that, well, like, for a lot of people, yeah, sure, it's nice to see what components come in here, but certainly for CCGs, you can see all those images far better on the official websites. So why do people come here? Is it for affirmation of, yes, those things are what they are? Is it because of the slight, more real version? Because you can see my hands. Hopefully, like, My hands do get bigger as I move them closer and further, but you've got an idea of what size my hands are. They're normal human sized. So I guess you can sort of see what size these cards are. They are bigger than normal. I mean, as it says, they are tarot. They are a bit like, they're not something that I would call thin. They're not something that I would call thick. They're, yeah, average. Yeah, this is a bunch of decks for all the players, I guess, and bunch of reference cards of what you have to do. Let me take out the other deck. That wrapper isn't quite catching. There we go, it's there. Got it. And take that off. And we've got presumably 4 more reference cards to remind you of what's going on in the game. And it's not the most complex components. It's, yeah, all of these cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, going up to 5, and then Garlic and Star have the same art. So cute art. If you like that, then, you know, I also get weirded out by people talking about art on review videos, because it's like, I can see the art. Why are you telling me how I should feel about the art? Just show it to me and then talk about the game. Alex says, if I did do a tarot reading with them, it would end up very vampire-y. Have you actually played any tarot games? Have people played them? Like, for me, I feel like, I think it goes like 14 ranks in each suit, and then 21 specials. I think that's how it works. And I've been playing some French tarot game on Board Game Arena, which I say playing in that I've been kind of just clicking around, and yeah, I'm not necessarily sure I understand rules. I'll say, by the way, that it's always interesting to me how things are packaged when they come out the thing. So what made the publisher decide that you were going to have all the reference cards, and then the orange, then the pink, then the green, then the blue? Why not have, because these are clearly related to this. I mean, again, this is maybe me, like, and how much do people think about the way that it comes out of the box? Like, for Kitty Cataclysm, it's not pre-shuffled. All the cards of the same type are all together, which can be problematic because I've seen people play it and not shuffle it properly, or forget to shuffle it. Heck, I've done it myself once. And when I was opening a new thing, and I was, wait a minute, I didn't shuffle these well enough. Like, if it came out pre-shuffled, then at least you're having a decent time of it. And similarly, like here, why not have the orange reference with the orange cards and then go down, and have the pink reference with the pink cards, and the green reference with the green cards, and this blue reference with these cards? Wouldn't that make more sense? I mean, obviously, Cody Thompson isn't here to explain why, but yeah, why? Because, look, this seems like a very simple, easy to play game. I'm looking forward to trying it out. I'll get it played, maybe, how long is it? 20 minutes? I might even get it played on Friday. But even for a simple game, I think that this sort of onboarding could always be lowered even further. Like, people say, oh, with a simple game, you don't need to worry about the rules so much because it's simple anyway, which I think that's missing the point. With a simple game, it should be even simpler. Like, let's not say, well, it's simple enough anyway. Let's make it as simple as it could possibly be. Anyway, this has been an unboxing. My thoughts on unboxings are, I would like them to. Yeah, you know what? I'd like them to tell me more about, like, have more chat and more, like, tell me something interesting. Like, I don't know. I want my bias here is that I got sent this for free, and when I get sent stuff for free, it's like, hey, thank you, you've massaged my ego. Of course, I'm a little bit more likely to, yes, and I've even being aware of that bias doesn't mean I'm immune from it, and so yeah, there is definitely a bias there. I mean, like at a certain point, it's like, well, I got this for free, I got that for free. Like, what does it matter? But why did I choose to accept this game? Because the combination of trick taking and hidden cards sounded genuinely interesting. And the way that the trick taking works, where you are able to swap the winning suits around and it's a bit more dynamic, and there's a lot of weird stuff going on to wrap your head around. But it felt worth playing. It felt worth trying and giving my. I felt like I'd be able to give thoughts on it. I want unboxings to go wider in their gamuts of what they are. Like, I want to see some reviewers have started really playing around with what lens they look at games through. I've seen some unboxings where they've sped it up, where they've had chilled music to it, and they've done it all in like a little 2 minute burst, which is quite nice. I've seen, and I'd like to see, you know, unboxings where, yeah, I mean, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because you don't really come from a place of knowledge. It's not like, hey, I know about this thing, I can tell you something about this game. It's just like you are visceral. No, no, not vis. What's that word, Alex? Like when I'm sharing in your joy through you. Like do you know the word I'm looking for? I guess you don't. Um, like I need to, but you're kind of allowing them to share in a smidgen of that joy. Um, no, that's not the word I was looking for. Empathetic. No, but thank you. It, yeah, my mind the past few days. Um, so fundamentally, it's about, hey, I'm doing this cool vicariously. Yes, thank you, vicariously. Would you like to share in the thrill of opening something up vicariously? Because you live in a consumerist society where opening up stuff, acquiring stuff is meant to be seen as, hey, this is really joyful. So let me, um, how about you experience a bit of that joy vicariously through me? And I think that's a big part of the unboxing. It's for people who enjoy unboxing and just want to see a video of it and live that vicariously. So then the question becomes, is there more that could be done? Like that bit, sure, exists for those people. And if that's what those people enjoy, then great, don't change it. But also there could be a stage for, hey, here's almost like, I just want to see a review, like whilst I don't want to see like a video of someone just sitting there and talking. I want to just see an overhead camera and like just someone unboxing, opening up all the things and talking about all the aspects of the game whilst they unbox stuff, like coming from a place of real knowledge, I guess, is what I'm saying. That would be interesting. But anyway, that's me. And so I'm going to sign off and say question of the day, Here's a little question before we go on our way. My question of the day earlier was, Do you like unboxings? My second question today is going to be, what would draw you to an unboxing? And more generally, what draws you towards videos about board games or games in general? So, yeah, for me, it's I don't generally follow like series. I don't think there's many podcasts that I've listened to, like all of the episodes. I've listened to all the We're Not Wizards and all the um it's time for building the game podcast. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a fun one, Jason and friends. But anyway, like if I get into something, I will listen to it whilst I'm cycling or walking around or doing other stuff or art. And but with videos, not quite so much because it's taking a bit more time. There will be people that I watch more regularly, of course, but generally the reason I'll go to a video is because I'm thinking, I want to know more about this game. How does this game broadly play? And it will come down to who's done a video about it. I mean, I'm not saying that Tom Vassel's opinion aligns with my own, but having that quick overview, the first half of that video, I find very useful just to see, okay, this is the kind of game it is, and let's see that. And if I really want to know more about that game, yeah, if there is a how to play, or I might look at that, or I might also look at the printed rules if there's a PDF available somewhere. But yeah, what draws you to a board game video? I think for me, it's that I feel I'm going to get some information that I really wanted, and that's generally the reason. But yeah, what about you? Over to you. What are you up to? You can share a button if you want to. What are you up to today? I am definitely going to post some stuff. Beyond that, I don't have much of an idea. Just kind of relaxing and yeah. Is there anything you want to share? Something you want to do? Something you have to do? Please share. I promise I care. And meanwhile, whilst people are sharing, recap and wrap up before we finish up. So to recap and wrap up, this was the game I got. This is a cool idea, having this come off. I mean, I do wonder if it could have been done a slightly different way. I definitely like the barcode and all this information at the bottom coming off, but yeah, because this information isn't just for when it's on the shop shelves. It's also for in a board game cafe, and in a board game cafe, people see the box, and then if they say, "Oh, I don't know what it says, I'm going to put it down," whereas if they saw the box and were like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I get an idea," they might actually have a look at it. Because I saw people doing something similar with my own games, and Yogi, they would pick up, they would, okay, that's the game, and then go off and play it. But Kitty Cataclysm or the L deck just didn't have quite as good back of the boxes. I mean, Kitty Cataclysm struggled because of the side of the box. It didn't have anything going on there. But yeah, anyway, it looks interesting. I don't have much to say about it. And honestly, board game unboxings are a really weird thing. I don't totally get them. I might have to do some sort of poll or solicit some opinions on Board Game Geek at some point and ask them why, or Booktuck, Board Game Trading ChatGK, ask people why they like them. But yeah, it's about me just showing you stuff. And hey, I opened a box and you were there for it. And I hope that you had some fun. That is the recap and wrap up. Also, knives are brilliant. And yeah, I got out yesterday. So I'll be at Stuff by Beds and all of those places. Alex quite likes summary videos. Often a top 10 listing is enough to let me know I will be interested. Helps it if it's around a compelling theme. Do you mean like top 10 games involving ghosts? Or top 10 games to play on Halloween? Or top 10 games that have a satellite dish in them? Or if it's a challenge, What kind of challenge? Do you mean I'm going to play 10 games that start with the letter X? Yeah, I'm honestly not sure what you mean. But product design is brilliant. Yeah, thinking about, the way that things fit together is quite cool. And even though it's a headache and I I would always be happy for someone to take over the challenge of doing the product design for one of my games. I mean, yeah, Yogi was definitely improved by, the plastic card holders on this, like, yeah, a game about cute comical creatures and trying to identify them after some mixed noises. Obviously, it's in a box now, but also, the graphic design's much improved. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Last Bug Standing in the Circle of Doom. Um, a challenge where someone had to hypothetically reduce their collection down to a single 13 inch cube. I mean, I'll be doing something very similar to that. Yeah, my board game collection is going to, except for my own stuff, by which I mean Yogi and the copies of Yogi that I've got, not individual copies, like that's a separate thing, but I've got two of each language, and that box is about two Calyx cubes together because there's a lot of languages at this point. There's more than 20. I've honestly lost count of how many there are. Speaking of which, I think I should be getting, yeah, I should be getting a little royalty statement today. That's something to look forward to. Hopefully that will be sent. But yes, thank you for the example. I don't have much scheduled streams in the next while. I'll be doing whatever comes to mind. But if you've got any questions, if you want me to talk about something, then please let me know and I will do a short stream about it. I'm going to do relatively short streams for the next while. I'm also taking kind of a break from game design, trying to just finish stuff, relax, recover, be at peace with the world. I don't know how to put it. Just, yeah, get out. Thank you very much, everyone, for keeping me company. It has been lovely seeing your comments. Whether it was your first time cheers or whether it was you've been here many times before, Aquasulis, Dutch Yoda, it's lovely to see you all. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And for now, the only thing left for me to really say is, as usual, bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. La, la, la. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye bye, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Bye bye. Bye bye.